Prodigal Steve returns to the darkest dungeon. How's it going, everybody? You may notice that we are already in the ruins, already begun a mission. That is because I attempted to record a video for Friday, and I ended up with no fewer than 4 crashes during the first combat. So obviously that video couldn't go live, and then I spent the rest of the evening trying to troubleshoot the game. And by the game, I largely mean system settings. And I think I have it sorted. For now, for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be doing 6 episodes of Darkest Dungeon a week, Monday through Saturday, and then Bayonetta on Sunday, in an effort to get as much of the campaign done as possible before the Crimson Court releases at the end of May, beginning of June. Allegedly, that's not an official date to the best of my knowledge, but that is what I hear from relatively reliable sources. So that is what I'm going to work under the assumption of. Late May, early June, Crimson Court. I would like to have this campaign finished by then, and then move into the Crimson Court stuff on Stygian mode and just do all of it at once. Explore the new content as well as the new difficulty, at least new difficulty to me, all in one fell swoop. If we don't quite get there, it's not the end of the world. I'll figure out how I want to handle Stygian and Crimson Court when we get there. But for now, that's the plan. I'm not going to bum rush too much content here on this campaign. I obviously still want to get all of the ancestral trinkets. I want to kill all of the bosses. I want to finally get my revenge on Wolf. I obviously want to finish the game and do the Darkest Dungeon stuff. So we have a long checklist yet to accomplish on this campaign. And if it ends up that we run 2 campaigns simultaneously, so be it. For now, we're going to attempt to kill the Gibbering Prophet. We have Foliot here in rank 1 running the Unholy Slayer's Ring and the Necromancer's Collar for full-on unholy damage up. Mortimer is running Wilbur's Flag and the Ancestor's Coat for dodge and stun resist, because the Prophet does have a stunning ability. We may choose to reorient his skills immediately before the boss fight, but the initial plan is use him to guard for the first few rounds until McCrae applies enough weakening curses to almost fully mitigate the Prophet's damage. And he, of course, has the Demon's Cauldron and the Cursed Incense for a whopping plus 80% debuff skill chance. So he's going to sit at 219% chance to debuff the Prophet every time he uses this. So I feel pretty confident about our ability to get that done. Then Bray in the back here with the Tome of Holy Healing and the Sacred Scroll going full on HP buff. We have 3 separate skills actually that prevent nighttime ambush. I feel fairly confident about this party moving forward. Let's see what we have in the first room, shall we? I've done 1 hallway battle. We're surprised? Well, that's very interesting to me. All right, let's get the Vestal back into a semi-usable position. Do that. Thankfully, he actually has back rank damage. Alright, I would like to move you back. 2 ideally, but this is fine. At least for the time being. Get in some lucky dodges here early, which is very welcome. And man, this game is running like butter now, and I absolutely adore it. Could you move back to here, please? That way our Hellion can actually do her job. Ooh, I hate that. Okay. Not off to an amazing start here. But that's not necessarily the end of the world. We do technically have 2 healers, and all of our units can heal themselves. So, fairly confident about our ability to sort this out now that we are actually back in the correct order. It looks like there's just a little bit of screen tearing when we actually do the attack animations. But I'm not sure if that's actually in OBS or if it's just on my monitor. So I'm going to have to keep a little bit closer eye on that here moving forward. So if I sound just slightly distracted, is because I'm looking at the OBS window, which actually looks okay.
Press this advantage.
I think a lot of the tearing issues, maybe it's just when it crits. I think a lot of the tearing issues come from the fact that I use a TV for a monitor. Can we stun you, please? And then heal yourself. Alright, who do we have here? We have our occultists. Go ahead and heal our Vestal. I'm trying to play in the actual OBS window now, which is a lot more difficult than you might think, considering this is a very, very tiny monitor. Oh, it looks okay. Yeah, no, that looked fine. Maybe it's just when we crit? I don't know, I'll go back and watch this battle again after I've finished recording and see how it looks. Oop, should probably not roll my chair back into my mic stand. 7 HP, 5 to 8. Halfway decent chance to get the kill here. Didn't quite get the job done, which is unfortunate.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Do we? I think we heal, yeah. And then just a party heal seems fine. Okay. This battle could have been substantially worse, and I'm glad that it wasn't. Alright, 10 damage is acceptable. Nearly half of this thing's HP. Might as well do that, actually. That way, assuming it survives the Hellions attack, our Houndmaster will do bonus damage, but if she hits, it's going to die, so there we go. Yes. I would like all of these things, please. Obviously, I guess we don't know this for a fact, but it is incredibly likely that this is our profit, so we do have a long haul ahead of us, so I don't really want to get rid of supply items. But we could probably ditch an entire thing of torches and be okay. But for now, I think what I'm actually going to do is just get rid of the Jade and the Citrine to take the Sapphire and Ruby. And then keep everything else. We might come back for this chest, but I genuinely would not count on it. Just because it's a haul to get back here from what is presumably our boss fight. Not even remotely interested in that. Alright, no hallway battle there. And also no screen tearing on my end during hallway segments anymore, which is nice. So if it only does minor tearing during crits now, I welcome this. 31 HP. It is times like this that I desperately miss a Plague Doctor. It's alright though, we can make this work regardless. 65% chance to hit, huh? Alright, well, we'll just let the sharpshooter dodge instead. He is actually deceased now though, so very grateful for that. Very grateful for that dodge as well. Probably gonna get a bleed here. No, okay, excellent. A little bit of damage is more than acceptable. Not thrilled that she resisted the bleed. I don't think it would have killed her. But I actually don't remember. I think the Hellion's bleed is 3 for 4. Should probably know that. It's 4 for 3. Okay, so she actually would have died. Well, we should get the kill there just to be safe. I know that we're gonna basically hand the Bone Sergeant an opportunity to attack, but we could go ahead and debuff him so he does less damage. Yeah, 3 damage is basically nothing, because we can party heal for 5. So we still gained damage on that play, or gained HP rather on that play. Either way, you should go, if possible, before you get the opportunity to do anything else, because they can still crit for a, decent amount. You're starting to stack up the stress there, huh? Maybe I should have left these two alive, but he doesn't actually have his stress heal skill on right now, so it doesn't really matter one way or another. Three for 5. Can we finish this before he gets bleed procced? Probably not. So we'll just go ahead and mark instead. 3 for 4. That's worth using a bandage on. And then this should do just a ton of damage. 14 to 26. Beautiful. Absolutely take that, and we'll leave the rest of this for now, as much as it pains me to leave Onyx behind. Finally some scouting. That stress debuff is going to go away before it becomes a problem. I guess I should have gone this other direction when I initially selected my route, but it's fine. Can this do stress relief if we use holy water? No. Okay, it's just a damage buff, so probably should have gone to the Hellion, but it's not the end of the world either way.
Seems bent on preventing passage.
Let's move along here. Of course, I welcome the scouting. Now that I'm actually looking at this, maybe I'm glad that I didn't go this route and have to spend another shovel. Yeah, by all means, please eat. Can you operate in rank 2? You can't heal, but you could stun. I don't think it's necessary to switch up the skills too terribly much yet, but I will think on it for the future. Speaking of thinking, I kind of just, I want the gold, obviously, but I also want to beat this mission. So I think we just move forward. Don't worry too terribly much about profiting from this one. If we're determined to make a silly amount of gold, we can just go on a long mission to the ruins instead of a boss mission. Boss missions should be for forward progress. That should be our primary focus. Long level 5 dungeons should be for financial gain. These two have to go. 17 damage is fine, because it means it's going to be a guaranteed kill for our Houndmaster. Would have liked to see more than 7 damage there, and there's almost no way she hits him. You both have an equivalent stun resist, so I guess we just try and stun this front one.
Is struck. A blazing star is born.
Sure, fine, whatever. I hate that. I hate that minus 30%. Why my Vestal, though? genuinely wish that you wouldn't do the things that you're doing right now. Alright, well, you're dead at least. Barely, but you're dead. Heal our occultist. We're going to have to switch the Houndmaster into stress relief mode here in the very near future. Come on with that, though. 23 dodge. Alright, well, at least he resisted the bleed. And then he dodged. Okay, sure. Stun this Joker. And I guess crit heal and hope for some stress relief, or I guess party heal. Hope for a crit heal on the Vestal. Unlikely to occur, but perhaps worth a shot. 11 to 21, 8 to 15. I think we just focus you.
Quakes.
Okay. Now we just have this Joker left. Would have loved a little bit of stress healing there, but not the end of the world that it didn't happen. I hate that dodge. I guess we just debuff here. Doesn't really matter. Like, the crit's nice, but non-essential. Would have preferred him to not do 9 damage, but sure. Obviously, we want the other ruby.
But a victory nonetheless.
No more scouting, but we do have another hallway battle coming up. I'll definitely take the medicinal herbs. Yeah, and we'll actually use those. It's got to have been the Madman that applied that debuff. Okay. Let's take that off for that. And then you're probably going to want to use that and maybe this in the upcoming battle. So I guess we take this off for this, and then he can at least operate in both positions. That helps so much, though. 22 stress healed off that fountain. Makes my life substantially easier. Yeah, this is fine. It's not the ideal fight to stall on necessarily. Can you just not be the way that you are, though? It irks me to no end that, like, the AI focuses.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
The hero with the most stress. Like, I get why that happens, but it doesn't mean it annoys me any less. Alright, you have to move backwards. That way you can start stress healing. I guess just do that on the corpse, because I don't necessarily want to kill these two. I guess I should have put the stun on. Come on. Of course you're going to crit every freaking round. Because I'm trying to stall. So the game is going to punish me by giving the enemies high rolls. Okay. Please. Thank you. Stress heal. Big heals. Big heals. Not really the big heal that I was looking for. That's okay, though. We can make this work. Continue healing yourself. I guess party heal? But she might just want to, like, heal herself exclusively in an attempt to crit heal, in an attempt to relieve a little bit of stress. We'll see. Crit? No, didn't even hit him. Feels like the Houndmaster isn't going as much as everybody else. Why can you not hit hit the one unit that most desperately needs the stress relief. Alright. The occultist has officially done more for our Vestal's mental health than the Houndmaster, and then as soon as I said that, he proved me wrong, so fair enough. This bothers me very little because she can heal her own bleed. And there we go. Alright, as long as she doesn't get crit, we'll be okay here. Probably should heal her with the Vestal, though, as much as it pains me to do so. Alright. Might as well focus this one enemy, I guess. Although it might be smarter to split the damage debuffs up, that way they're both doing less damage, but it is what it is. Go ahead and cure her bleed. She's taking a ton of additional stress damage, though, so we really need to ensure that she doesn't suffer a crit, because if she does, it's gonna stack up the stress very, very efficiently. Which is never what we want to see.
Reeling, about to break.
I'm thankful that that didn't stress her out. Come on, though.
Blurred vision.
Actually, 11 stress is not nearly as bad as I expected it to be. Kindly relieve stress on our Vestal, please. Thank you. Alright, she's down to 35, which is not great, but it's manageable, almost. It's not quite good enough for me to feel comfortable moving forward yet. 3 for 5, yeah, I'll bandage that for you. You earned that one. That's like the third time he's crit with a weakening curse, which hopefully that can continue into our boss fight. Obviously just trying to get a crit heal on herself there for additional stress relief. Down to 27. Crit? Not a crit. Sure, okay. Pleased to see that. How bad is this debuff, though? 20 stress for 1 round. I can live with that. That doesn't need to be addressed. Save our medicinal herbs for something
Grievous injury.
a little more important. Sure. 3 for 5. You know what? That could get healed.
A decisive pummeling.
Apparently he can only crit this thing.
How quickly the tide turns.
Well, I wouldn't really say that the tide has turned, Wayne. I mean, I'm still basically being a scumbag and cheesing this battle, but, you know, if that's how you want to paint this, that's fine by me. Alright, now we actually do need to do this. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to stall anymore. And I would like to get a little more stress relief on our Vestal. Well, of course, we do always have the option of camping. Alright, she's down to 20 now. I do know that our Hellion is going to hit like an actual truck when I finally decide to let her loose on these two. Okay, that is good enough for me, I think. 20 damage, crit. Why are you critting so hard? I mean, I'm not complaining, but man, can you just keep doing that forever? I mean, you have a 10% chance to crit. I'm admittedly more than a little confused, but I will gladly accept it. Alright, 12 damage. That's fine. Might as well do that. No reason not to. Bring her down to 4, and now the party has, collectively, 4 stress. Might as well just let her eat
Push on to the
one of
task's
those
end.
food. 3 for 2, plus 20 stress for 2 rounds. I'll bandage, toss the jade, toss that, take this off, put that on. Probably not gonna use lick wounds, so I guess I'll just leave that on. Alright, and party is back in the appropriate order. She's unlikely to be stressed out anytime soon. Just gonna use this without the holy water. Wait, is it without the holy water that's it's a stress relief? Alright, obviously you're going to be our trap disarmer since you're at 100%.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I wish I could scroll out, you know, just a little bit quicker. That's alright. We have 3 more rooms, presumably before the boss. Hopefully, we don't just end up with a random
The way
boss
is lit,
partway
the
through
path
here.
is clear.
Yeah, you know what? I
Require
feel
only the strength to
pretty
follow
okay
it.
about doing this. Basically give us another stack for gold here. Happy to have that. I would love to be able to come back for these, but we'll see. We have bigger fish to fry before we get there. 2 room battles and a hallway battle. Not thrilled with that. Okay. I'm particularly not thrilled about this situation. 11 damage bleed, it of course would resist the bleed. That's alright though.
Obliterated.
Don't do this thing. I should have hit the other one. That's sloppy, sloppy play. That's early weak plays. That very well could have been a disease. We were fortunate to not be punished for my misplay there. No, I'm, you know, being a little quick about things because I want to get, you know, I want to see what's going on over here. Get the lay of the land, but doesn't mean I should be making hasty decisions. You know what? Let's actually mark this hunter. Yeah, because that's going to get a ton of bonus damage. Alright, beautiful. Now we can actually... He doesn't have any protect, so there's no reason to bleed here. Might as well just go all in on our Hellion. Use it. Wicked Hack. I'm going to stun this turn, then we'll mark with the Occultist, and then we'll attack with the Houndmaster next turn. And that should put him fairly close to death, if not actually just outright kill him. Alright, so he has reduced speed and dodge. He does have increased stun resist, but we're looking at 14 to 26, 15, no bleed. How is he not getting bled? He only has 65% bleed resist. I guess there's no reason not to reduce his damage just in the event he chooses to point-blank shot, assuming he survives this, which he did not.
Size alone does not
So,
dissuade the sharpened
you know,
blade.
irrelevant. Take the gold. I'm not going to try and make room for the Blightstone. I'm just not that interested, if I'm being honest. I'm also not particularly interested in the sarcophagus that was in that room. Empty crate, sure. Worth investigating, even if it didn't necessarily pay out for us. Now, we just need to hope that there's no hallway battle. Are the animations broken on these two? Or are they just very, very subtle? They look like they might be broken.
Devastating blow.
Oh, there they go. Okay. So they were just, like, a little out of sorts. That's fair. Do that. 78% chance. Of course he's gonna dodge. Why would I think that would work? 13 damage, no chance that we get a bleed there.
Such a terrible assault cannot be.
Probably should have focused the Bone Lancer instead of the Royalty, but that's fine. Don't push her back, thank you. Alright, you need to move backwards. That way our Houndmaster can actually do his job. Although it may have been smarter to mark, or to stun rather, not mark. We would have had to leave the Occultist where he was if we wanted to accomplish that. I was hoping for a high roll there, but that's fine. I could try and stall on this fight. And I don't even think that that's necessarily the worst idea. But I don't think it's going to be strictly necessary. Alright, so go ahead and heal yourself. Yeah. 8 damage on the Hellion is not really where we want to be, but we only have to deal with the shield wall now. So we can focus all our healing on her and probably just stun lock him, but maybe not actually, since we don't have any stun trinkets on our Houndmaster. So we'll just go ahead and mark actually and get some damage done. And then do a party heal here for 7 across the board. 5 damage, pushes her back. Stun? Yep, okay. Not thrilled about that, but yeah, we were bound to roll poorly on everything, so it's not really the end of the world. Okay. No reason to not do that, because he's definitely going to be dead before he gets an action. Okay, so apparently the game thinks that we're trying to stall here. This is not the case. We just got unlucky a couple of turns in a row, but it's alright. We'll take our minor stress damage and move along. I'm going to go all the way to this doorway. And then I'll backtrack and camp.
Ambushed by foul invention.
I'm glad we did. Why are the animations broken all of a sudden? Only on some enemies, though. I mean, that's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a little confusing, is all. Excuse me? Alright, well. We got 2 of them killed, functionally.
Great is the weapon that
and now, actually. Are you gonna go back to... Okay. You just have to have... And you have to take an action or have an action taken against you. I'm not thrilled at the fact that our Vestal had to undergo a disease check there. Come on. I'm like actually livid right now. That's not the end of the world, but it is incredibly annoying to me that that can happen right before a boss.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
You're walking backwards, it's fine. Don't freak out. You're not gonna be ambushed. Stop this thing.
A moment
Right, go ahead and feast. Everybody's at full HP.
Against the coming horrors.
Go ahead and prevent nighttime ambush. You're looking at 29 stress there, huh? Alright, well, I think we do that. Get you down to 12. You're at 11. Our Hellion is, of course, going to be our primary damage dealer, so I kind of want to use Sharpened Spear. Or do we want to do this and give her another 20% damage? Plus 8% crit brings her up to 12.5. I think we do this. And then we do this. That'll bring her down to 2, him down to 5. You'll be sitting at 11, but I think that's okay. And then nobody has a skill that costs 1 time, so just go ahead and rest. Skills. You were fine. That is not something that we want on necessarily. Do we want to waste any of his turns with Target Whistle? I think we would rather have the ability to heal our Houndmaster at will, but we're not going to need Blackjack at all. So I think that, and then Target Whistle. Not going to be stunning. Not going to be trying to pull the Prophet forward. I think this setup is what we want for the others. Okay, no hallway battle. This is very, very encouraging for me. You know, I'm going to burn a torch because we have them. And we'll come in here.
The madman hides there, behind the pews.
And then he'll just not have animations.
Drivel.
Well, we definitely need to guard the Vestal. I guess Judge? Of course he's going to dodge. But that's alright, because we can do this. It's going to debuff him. 20 damage. Alright, the stress is less troubling than you might think. 21 damage. Okay, that's fine. We can live with that. I do hate that our occultist got stunned, though. Dodge? Come on with that.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
I'm so glad our Hellion resisted the stun, and that our Houndmaster resisted the stun as well. Otherwise, that would have been problematic for our Houndmaster. Honestly, that's fine. That's the rank that we want him to target anyway. Alright, minus 80% damage, please. 78% chance to hit. Why is your accuracy so bad? Is it just that you have garbage accuracy to begin with? I mean, you have +0 weapon accuracy. Wait, hang on. What's the accuracy of this? 105. 47 damage crit. I love it. Yeah, get some damage done while we can. Plus that bleed is going to help. Heal our Hellion for 30 HP. Alright, obviously going to stack up a little bit of stress here. The dodges are too real. We're getting so lucky. Oh, but I can feel a sneeze coming. Hang on. Okay. Iron Swan. 23 damage. I love it. Halfway through this fight, actually a little better than Guard our Vestal, although he is doing somewhat reduced damage. I mean, we might as well try, right? Sure, 5 it. Why not? The attempt was well worth it, I think. I know we could try and deal with the pews, but no, I'm not interested. I just want this thing dead. Well, that's interesting, and also I hate it a lot. Minus 80% damage. I don't think this is going to work, but I am going to try it. 47 damage crit, though. Okay. Don't fulminate, though. Alright, well, thankfully we can deal with the blight. You know what? Just heal yourself, please. 2 dodges. This is fine. This bothers me very, very little. Debuff him all the way into the ground. 23. Looking at 15 HP. 9 to 15. Bleed? Bleed, though.
Did he foresee his own
We've done it.
demise? I care not.
I
As long as he
played a little
remains
fast and
dead.
loose there at the end. But we weren't punished for it, so I'll take it. I'm going to endeavor to get back to that treasure. We certainly have the torches for it. We have enough food for a single hunger check, should we encounter one. And we have enough keys for both of them, so there's no reason to not check that out. All in all, a surprisingly good fight. It didn't go necessarily the exact way that I had intended. I ended up using Guard Dog a lot more than I had initially planned. Which is to say, I hadn't really planned to use it at all. Oh, could probably just get rid of that now, huh? Might as well get rid of that for this. Probably get rid of that as well. I'm just gonna go all in on treasure at this point. Okay. Had hoped to get a little bit further before we encountered one of those, but I guess we'll just have to live with it. We do have medicinal herbs, but I don't think there are any curios that will give us food on the way back, unless these are some, but that's out of the way. So I'm not really married to the idea of going over there unless, you know, we strictly have to. Also, one of those could be a Shambler altar, and I'm not even... I guess I should have saved. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, we know we don't need shovels. There we go. Like, there's no chance that a shovel becomes necessary moving forward. Alright, so we're probably going to make this okay. Obviously still concerned about a hunger check. But honestly, I think this team has earned a week off. So if they end up with, you know, some stress stacked up here, I think we can afford them the time in, you know, the stress activity of their choice. All right, well, obviously we have enough torches to make this work. Go ahead and crack into this. Take that, and discard these other things that I'm not interested in. Burn some torches. Head back to this other treasure chest. Well.
Packs full of steel and war.
Yeah, that's a
But nary a thought given to the plow.
fair amount of stress. Not thrilled with that, but had to expect that it was coming, so...
terrors may indeed stalk these shadows.
A little annoying that it was the last possible hallway that could have occurred in, but it's alright. I guess we'll take the bus because we have nothing else to do with this inventory space, and then we'll just head back. Yeah, I'm not invested in any of these curios, so just go and check out the hamlet, shall we? Okay. I was concerned momentarily that the game had crashed. This is not the case. So this is basically an arbalist trinket, by the looks of it. Almost 30,000 gold. 2 diseases. 3 diseases. Beautiful. Some negative quirks that need to be handled. Yeah, this crew's gonna be out for a little bit.
The plume,
but
and the pistol. A fitting end to my
we are
folly,
now
and a curse upon us all.
fully finished with the ruins. The gibbering prophet has fallen. We're actually done with... Well, first off, let's unequip all trinkets and then sort them. Yeah, you can all get out of there. We're done with the ruins and the warrens, so we never have to go back to either of these areas if we don't want to. We just have the Weald and the Cove remaining as far as bosses are concerned, and I think I'm going to take at least 1 week off before we go tackle another boss. Well, hang on. Sunshine in the Thicket. So there's no... All Saints Day, Silence in the Crypts. Just making sure that we don't have a potential to get free medical ward. I think I want to get rid of Syphilis, since we're not going to send her out before both of her diseases are cured anyway, so we'll just go ahead and do that. How are you looking on stress? 42 and 37. You have a negative quirk that also needs to be dealt with. And that's actually kind of a deleterious one, so I think you're going to the treatment ward for that. And hopefully that removes some of your stress as well. You can probably get by with meditation, if I had to guess. $22. I think you'll probably be fine, if I'm being honest. Okay, well... Actually, you know what? Before I end the episode... I want to do something here. Where is it? We didn't get to see the... intro to... Here it is.
In time, you will
we didn't get
know
to see the
tragic
intro
extent of
to
my
the
failings.
Prophet because, well, I did multiple times, but I didn't get to play it in the episode because I started immediately in the hallway. So, here we go.
Finally, resigned to his uncommon corporeal resilience, I lured him to the dig. There, I showed him the thing and detailed the full extent of my plans. Triumphantly, I watched as he tore his eyes from their sockets and ran shrieking into the shadows, wailing maniacally that the end was upon us all.
So there you have it. That's a last bit of lore on the Prophet, who is now completely vanquished. And with that, I'm going to call this an episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. As always, feedback is welcome in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.